Welcome to the Genesis Mindset, and this is going to be an episode where I'm going to catch up with everything in the market. So this is the first time that I've actually really streamed since I've been in South Korea. Whether you know or not, I am an avid meditator and I am a meditation guide, or rather, I don't like to use the term meditation guide. I'm a helper. So what I do, my role is to help people come to the land of truth that is within them, return to the land of truth that is within them, and from there be reborn from there and then live eternally. That's my job. So it's actually, it's pretty much, I'm really starting to realize what a blessed job it is. I wouldn't even call it a job. And the fact that I've really been allowed to do this kind of a role. So I always talk about it from the perspective of I'm a volunteer, but really it's the wrong kind of perspective actually that I'm the volunteer. It's really volunteering is I'm giving something up to receive I'm giving something up, whereas it's really the other way around. The universe blesses me continuously because of this, and I feel because of this role that I'm in, that's why I'm at the forefront of everything to do with Pulse Chain and the Atropa ecosystem. And in my opinion, Atropa ecosystem is and will be one of the biggest revolutions in cryptocurrency, the Atropa and Dysnomia ecosystem. So one of the things that that I've been doing in bits and pieces in my spare time, the schedule here is pretty it's pretty intense. So it's basically you get up at 6 in the morning, like 6:40, go to breakfast, have like, eat your breakfast, get yourself ready, then go to meditate till lunchtime. You have your lunch, have a little break. I'll go to the gym. There's like an outdoor gym, and then again, go to meditate, and then dinner, a tiny little break, and then meditate again till 10 o'clock. And then if I feel like it, I'll continue to meditate into the night because it's really all about clearing away the mind. So I'm here to remove the deep-rooted human mind, which is the false mind. So the more that I do that while I'm here in this with this opportunity, but sometimes I don't really feel like staying up late. I've really pushed myself hard in the past where I've stayed up 3, 4, 5 in the morning, sometimes 7 in the morning, and I'm just so the bliss, the power of this place. You don't even need to sleep. It's like 7 o'clock. Oh shit, I should really try and go to sleep. I'll go to sleep, but I'll just be laying there for an hour. This is unbelievable. How lucky I feel, how grateful I feel, and just wake up and then bang, get going and go do action meditation, which is just working in a field or whatever the action meditation is that I get allocated. So yeah, I have been doing bits and pieces of dysnomia, and that's all thanks to mindfulness. So I've been putting together things in a way that I feel like is going to be very logical for people to understand. So keep in touch with that one because that I should have an opportunity to record that at some point this week, at least the first part, because people really also enjoy the video part of it. So what I'll be doing today, bit of a long introduction, but like I said, it has been a while. I have been releasing videos, but they've just been pre-recorded. So I'll get straight into it today. What I'll be doing is just taking a look at everything that's happening in Atropa. And when I started to bring up the charts, yeah, I mean, this is the magic. So this is the real magic. Look at Atropa and pDAI. Look how in sync they are. Look how in tune they are. pDAI is just carrying the whole market with it. So this is to Pulse Chain. This is pDAI to Pulse Chain, Atropa to Pulse Chain. Look at those charts. They're identical. Look at this. Look at this trend line, this epic trend line. Look how healthy these charts look. So we did have this top. This was the top around about the time where I said it definitely feels like a top. But I never really publicly stated it, but it felt like a top. It was just before the 1 cent mark. So very, very, very healthy and strong looking chart. Could we get more downside? I don't really think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because everything in the Richard Heart ecosystem is also looking extremely, extremely healthy. So if we look at Pulse Chain, I mean, have a look at the moves on Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain, it's broken some key levels here. Yeah, again, I know a bit of TA, but I'm by no means like a Moon King's level GOAT TA. So one of the things he would talk about is getting a pullback, a rejection, and then a rebound. And this is where he would kind of enter into the market. But I mean, when you're looking at this kind of move here, this is this is a big. Hey, what's going on? Why is my shit getting that way? What is? I don't know. Hey, should just go. Oh, there we go. Finally, ship is working. Oh, so that's almost a 2x. But it looks like, I mean, I've just been kind of checking Twitter, barely checking the charts. I mean, even Hex, I didn't like, I've just heard Hex has been just going ballistic. So what's this Hex? Holy shit. Okay, Hex, wow. Okay, so Hex has done a 5x. Hex has done a 5x. That kind of runs. PulseX. So it looks like PulseX is moving with more strength than Pulse Chain, which is really, really good to see. Ink. How's Ink going? Ink is also looking like it's moving with more strength than Pulse Chain. Okay, so Ink is also just over a 2x. So yeah, very interesting. So Pulse Chain has moved the least, but because everything is looking really healthy, it's broken some key levels here. I actually put a long here on, and it was really strong, but then it came down, and then I ended up putting another long down here. So that long is actually looking quite healthy for PulseX. So when I see that kind of strength in the ecosystem, it gives me more conviction in this being a top. In this being a confirmed bottom. And basically now we're in the next bull phase for the Atropa ecosystem. So all the charts are looking extremely, extremely healthy. So here's Pulse Chain again. Let's have a look at Teddy Bear, because Teddy Bear still, in my opinion, will be the premier meme coin on Pulse Chain. It's got tens of thousands of wallet holders. So yeah, it's just, it's completely like, it's universally applicable. It has a big part to play as a meme within the Atropa ecosystem, and another massive trend here, but it's kind of pulled below it here. So it's kind of doing a little bit of different things compared to like Atropa. pDAI to Atropa is it's so tightly bonded that the charts look against Pulse Chain basically exactly the same. Like they really look like they look identical. Like you can't even really tell the difference, to be honest. I'm trying to look for a difference here. Maybe here there's a wick. There's no wick here. Like there's barely a difference here. And this is the beauty. So keeping this in mind for what this means for, I've got a bit of a different setup here. I'm in a particular room where I've borrowed there's a screen up here. So keep in mind, one of my theses around Atropa to dysnomia is they're kind of related in a polar opposite way. So even Atropos is one of the three goddesses of fate, and fate is something that is fixed, it's destined, it's predetermined, it's moving in a particular order. And dysnomia is the opposite. It's dysnomia in Greek mythology is lawlessness, anarchy. So it's really the opposite. So, and dysnomia also is about forgetting names and objects as like a mental, when you look it up on Google, you'll see what it means. So the kind of polar opposites, the meaning. And as we know, Maria is very deliberate with the naming of things. So keep that in mind with how unique and interesting this is as like a very ordered system, very mathematically ordered and fixed kind of system. And then dysnomia is almost like this, going to be this disrupting force that's going to throw this order into chaos. So instead of this being something that's so predictable and fixed, dysnomia is then, I'm imagining, going to probably throw this into a mixer where it's going to create a really interesting dynamic. Also potentially in a bear market and a bull market. So I have been studying that. And like I said, I will be releasing those videos as I get to them. It's taking a little bit of time, but thank you to Mindfulness, who's just done some amazing, amazing work. Let's have a look at TSFI, because when I did call the bottom, I wanted to look at where was, and I got it up here, TSFI to Atropa, down to Atropa, perfect. So this is what I said now is going to be the new way of understanding the bottoms. All right, so what have we got going on here? So, okay, interesting. I will just put this on pause. Somebody just walked into the room there. The universe exists to test you every single second of every single minute of every single day of every single week of every single month of every single year. The universe exists to test you. The universe doesn't exist for you. Humans live in a very self-centered way. We think the world revolves around us from inside of our own little picture worlds, but that picture world doesn't actually exist. And so the universe, with its great love, is always trying to pull us out of that picture world, because it's that picture world that's dividing us. And even now, I'm totally disconnected from it. Even from crypto, I'm just like, it's blissful. I'm not really watching. I don't really care. I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting sucked into what's happening on crypto Twitter, and it's really, really great. My bags are packed. My positions are packed. There's not much that I can do anyway. I don't have a lot of new money. I don't have a lot of new money coming in to be able to buy anything. So it's been really fantastic to be so detached from it and so detached from what's happening in the world. You know, there was a second assassination attempt that people were telling me about. There's this thing with P. Diddy. There's more wars. It's just like the human mind is the fucking trash. The human mind is the problem. Everybody thinks the problem is something else. Oh, it's the Jews. It's the Muslims, or no, it's the Donald Trumps, or it's the Democrats, and just pointing the finger. The problem is this. That's it. That's the problem. The solution is that the universe, with its great love, is trying to take us out of that. So there is a method now that exists that can actually take us out of that mind world. That is what we all are going to be doing in the future, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. So you can take that as you like, but this is really what I'm all about. So yeah, that's the method for peace. The peace is not going to come from discussions. It's not going to come from discussions. It's not going to come from debates. Who's right? Who's wrong? It's not going to come from that. It never has come from that, and it never will come from that. There is no true peace. We get peace up until a certain point, up until minds conflict again, when things don't agree, and my mind thinks I'm right, and this mind thinks it's right, and there's a clash. Humans can never come together because we're all living inside of our own mind worlds. So even this condition, oh, what are you doing? I'm in here. Oh, it brings up minds, and thank you. It's the universe, so I can release this mind. I'm not that mind. I'm not that self. It's just false. So anyway, back to the chart. So I kind of forgot where I was going with this. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So the down to Atropa. So this is one of the things that I was looking at. So we had a top here, and then we had a bottom here. And so basically this is inversely related to Atropa. So when Atropa's top here was, Atropa's top here was the 3rd of June, and its kind of recent top was 3rd of June, and its recent bottom was the 31st of July, so June to July. And if we go down here, we had April to June. Okay, so June, and then where's our July? Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. So this kind of throws us into the mixer in a way, because it's still trending down. So when this is going down, basically Atropa was going up. So yeah, basically when I called the bottom on that particular day in that video, I hadn't taken this into account, and this was a big thing to take into account. So in any case, this is looking reasonably strong. So this could be a new bottom here, which could signal some kind of, well, I mean, very interesting, very interesting. So what have we got here? Let's have a look at this again. So 10th of April up until the 23rd, 24th of June. And if we go to Atropa, where's the, I have to make this a little bit smaller. 10th of April, where's our April? 10th of April, okay, yep, April to 24th of June. So it was really just going sideways during that period. So Atropa was going sideways to pulse chain. And so there was all this profit taking in Atropa. And that profit taking was going into down. And then down was being sold for Atropa. And so then Atropa started to go up. And so depending on, I'll be using this as an indicator, depending what this does. I mean, this could continue to go down, but that's super. I mean, these are some super big moves. But also now, because of the bonding, they're probably really inversely correlated without the selling and the buying actually happening as much as what you might think. So if this continues to go down, then I'd have conviction that Atropa is going to continue to go up. But the dynamics of the liquidity bonding means that just pDAI needs to go up. Just pDAI needs to go up, and then the whole ecosystem goes up. So things are looking pretty good. Things are looking very good. I will just leave it at that. So yeah, not really much there. I mean, what's there to talk about? That's the thing. So I almost felt like I'm just putting content out, and I'm almost like pressuring myself to put content out. There's nothing to put out, but it's what helps the channel grow. So it's kind of it's like an interesting slash frustrating dynamic that I have to keep putting content out to stay relevant, which is kind of annoying. And obviously now I can see my channel's not growing, and I'm not marketing the new videos as much, and I can see the dysnomia is probably where the new alpha is, or definitely where the new alpha is going to be. So I'm going to really cover that, really break it down, get it understandable, because I'm still mega bullish on. I mean, as I've been learning about it and reading about it, I'm like, yeah, this is, again, we're really in the right place. We're in the place where a new financial system is being created, a new decentralized financial system, a new financial system is being created within the metaverse, which is where the alpha is. So you have games like Axie Infinity, all these metaverse games, which they have economies, but they're just linear economies. So basically what happens is the token pumps, but it's not a dynamic economy. A dynamic economy is the kind of economy we have in the real world, where the Australian dollar is to the US dollar, is to the euro, to all the different currencies, and there's a fluctuation between them, and the liquidity flows between the different assets. But when it's just a linear, when it's, well, how did I go? How do I do it this way? I did it this way. When it's linear, like Axie Infinity, or a lot of these metaverse, you get what I'm trying to say. When it's very linear, then it goes one way, and then it gets sold out, and then it dies, or it gets too expensive where it becomes like not sustainable to basically playing the game becomes irrelevant because you're not making any money from it. What I'm seeing with dysnomia is that it can actually be an actual economic system that is a dynamic economic system, which means that there's going to be ebbs and flows, pluses and minuses, liquidity flows. And this is the beauty. This is something that's going to make it very big. Don't forget, Maria was working for the top metaverse university in the world for 3 years as a professor. So very bullish on what I've been seeing so far. That's going to be the thing that I'm going to be covering. And it's a shame seeing the video rates drop, like the guides that I did before. People are not, and there's no problem. People aren't really wrapping their head around it. But the alpha is going to be in dysnomia. Atropa's all done. Your bags are packed, and that's it. People come to me and say, oh, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? Because they want me to pump their bags. Never been about that on this channel, never will be about that on this channel. And I was too much as a slave to people's demands and wanting me to pump their bags. And I kind of like to talk about things and try to learn about it, but there's nothing really interesting about it. The interesting thing now is dysnomia. I'm really shocked that there isn't a whole lot of content out there, and I haven't been creating a lot of content. Maybe there is. I know that there was a space the other day, but if you guys follow this channel, start paying attention to dysnomia. Start listening to what other people are saying. Start reading the chat logs, because that's where the alpha is going to be, in my opinion. That's where the alpha is going to be. In the same way that if you got into Atropa a year ago, you are sitting pretty. Dysnomia is going to be the way. If you haven't got a chat log token yet, if you haven't gone to the Lao Factory, I strongly recommend checking out this video and going to do it. So with that, I'm going to be late to my class. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk soon.